What do we see here, Johan?
These are gateways, the compound set of gateways connected to the Things Network community network, as well as the Things Industries private networks. Yeah, it's nice, really good growth that we see time over time, and it also is challenging and really fun for us to see the growth and to see the engineering that we need to do in our team to make sure that we can route all the packets.
Yeah, and we've seen also a continuous growth in interest from developers, right? And if you look at that, we expect in the world there's around 25 million developers that can deliver production code. You see that there's just this magic around IoT, and this is just ever interesting for developers. And these two actually form the ingredients to what's next, right? So the amount of devices now is even going at a faster pace, and you see really the pickup, and it makes a lot of sense. We all know that IoT is hard. We all know that building an application is hard, but once you have a success and you can scale that, the amount of devices goes through the roof, and we're nearing already at this point around 800,000 devices that we have on the network, and all these devices, they generate data, right?
And they route a lot of traffic, and that is actually where we see the steepest growth. That is the number of messages that are being sent by all these devices per second. So we are now reaching 600. Messages per second. It's really hard to imagine how many that is, but those are installed devices, right? So those are devices. So you saw the number of developers and a number of gateways and the number of registered devices, but they can also be somewhere in the supply chain. But this is really the number of messages that are being sent by devices that are out there in the field. Yeah. And see also how many devices and how much this volume increased in 2020, a year which was, for a lot of people and companies, pretty challenging.
Yeah. And challenge supply chains, etc. So this is just very interesting. And just said, this is end-to-end application data streaming.
These are no forecasts. This is just reflection.
Yeah, this is indeed. Yeah, that's good to mention here as well. So.
And to make that all work, and to make sure that we can keep routing the traffic. We need our stack, and we need the Things stack, and I'll tell a little bit more about that later. And this shows you the amount of lines that we wrote and that are open source. It starts from 2016 when we had a really simple and small open source stack, and the last few years, and you see that in 2019, we fully focused on V3, the Things stack V3. We passed 300,000 lines of code, so that's no blank lines, no comments, no dependencies, no generated code. It's just purely handwritten code by our team, which is available for the open source community, and we use that also to as an engine to route all the traffic and to connect all the gateways.